Hey, it's MK, and I am here joining the PawHop group again, sharing our love of our furry ones, and I'm going to be combining this with my Kit Conspiracy kit. So from my stash, I pulled out these two film strips that are from the Spectrum Gardenia film strip set. I also have this stencil here, which I believe came in a monthly box that I offered last year, and I think it's an All in Create stencil. I also am going to be using my Altenew Obsidian ink with clear pigment with clear embossing powder because it is a pigment ink. I also have this Distress Oxide in Ground Espresso, but I don't think I end up using that. I bring in a different product. I have the chipboard from the 49 and Market Spectrum Gardenia Cluster Kit, some rub-ons, some twine that is from my sewing machine. I brought in one of the flare that I had, as well as this little piece that I cut off from my last, I don't remember, you guys, to be honest, but that came in the advent calendar. And then I went through my die cut pieces as well as my laser cut pieces for this kit, and I pulled in all the black things. Now, I don't plan on using all of the black things, but I did pull in everything black just to see if it would still look good, even though the main element in this is a very dark brown. I'm wondering if I can turn it into black if I faux black it, right? I also pulled in a lot of the hearts and things. I don't end up using as many as I thought I was going to, but I wanted to use up a lot of them. I also brought in this messy circle. Now, some of these hearts here, these are all from a Close to My Heart in Full Bloom laser cut set, and some of them are the inner bits of hearts I've already used, and I don't realize that until later, but they're not complete hearts, and so I end up throwing most of those away. I guess I didn't even pay attention. I'm going to be using this leftover piece from the very first layout that I created yesterday. And then from Grateful Heart, I'm going to be using this giant plaid, as well as from In Full Bloom, I'm going to use this piece right here. This is actually going to be my base page. It is a lot thinner than the Grateful Heart paper, but I'm hoping to make it work. It was the striped green on the other side, but I'm going to use this messy print. So I do have to apologize right off the bat before you guys want to skip to the actual process part. My camera died. I ran out of, it didn't die, but I ran out of data space. And so I ended up accidentally just keep going and didn't realize that I wasn't recording. So that is on me. I did push the button, but I ran out of what space I had on my little card. So that is on me. And it happens quite a few times this week, just to let you guys know that I am just a horrible documenter this week. It's awful. So the first thing I'm doing is this ink is so wet, so juicy. It's actually sticking on, like it's very hard for me to rub it through the stencil, and then I don't know the drying time on it, so I am trying to emboss each and every section. I probably could have embossed the entire paper with how sticky and wet this ink actually is. It is one of my favorite inks, you guys. Currently it is out of stock. I do have it listed below in case it does magically come into stock, but it's a fabulous, fabulous black ink. It is so vibrant, so bright, but it does stay wet forever. You can heat set it if you aren't as patient as I am. But there's so many things you can do with this particular ink pad. And so here is, I'm just showing off how the clear just made it all shiny and bumpy and basically a texture paste that I didn't have. You guys, I have given up on texture pastes many, many moons ago. I really have, because they just dry out. I don't know if it's my area. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time rejuvenating it. Now, as I say that, I am rejuvenating this paint, but this is a chalk paint. Chalk paint absorbs the water and then stays this putty looking stuff. In fact, you can take it out and probably play with it like it is putty. The one thing I like about this is it doesn't take a whole lot of energy and effort to bring it back to life, because all you have to do is just add more water, and then you add water depending on what you want to do with your paint. So that's one of my favorite things about a chalk paint, is the fact that I can take it and make it into a a chalk texture paste. It doesn't have to be a paint. I can keep the consistency however thick I want it or however thin I want it. So here I just used it as more like a paint, right? And I used a old credit card to dab it on. Now I'm adding more water so I can get some splatters. And it's awesome because it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, where the texture pastes, in my opinion, once they're hockey pucks, they're done. They're dry. They're not goopy like chalk paste is. All right, so here, ta-da, all done. Okay. It's awful, you guys. I don't understand what is going on with my camera, but it does happen quite a few times this week, and I do apologize straight up front. Yep, I get it. So basically what I did was I matted my photo with my scrap piece of paper. Then I took my plaid paper and I just ripped one little section into multiple little sections, so that way I had it peeking out from my layout, or from my photo. And then I had a scrap of that wood grain left over from another layout. I added that as well. And then I just started decorating with all the things that I showed you guys with the little, but as you can see, very little of that black made it into. I used one of the ornate frames that I think I have black, purple, and pink. So I went ahead and I used the black one. I've got a little note paper up at the top because I wanted to do a title for this. But my title was going to be so big, it was just going to take away from the design that I had going on here. And so I'm going to just hand write it and act like that is my journaling, because honestly, I've got 3 puppies on a 3x3 little pillow going on here. And as you can tell, there's not much room for my big old Roscoe. Like, he feels a little left out, that the puppies have more space than he does. But technically it was Nala's bed first, so he cannot complain. Nala is the puppy on the far right, by the way. Just letting you guys know. It was her bed first. So anyways, to finish this layout off, I just took some of those paint swatches and put some in just the 3 sections. I didn't put any down below because I felt like the one that was over on the left kind of did the work that the bottom half of the layout, it was okay, right? And then I scattered hearts all over the place because this photo just makes me so happy. I added some twine in there, or thread, that's what it is. In certain places. And yeah, that is pretty much it. That little white sticker just says weekly schedule. And then I'm going to type or write in there that we need a bigger bed. That's all that I was going to do on the title, is need a bigger bed. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to type it up, or not type it, but write it. And that's it. So it says weekly issue. Welcome to subscribe. Because yeah, this is... I thought it made me giggle because that is kind of an issue, but it's not always. So anyways, I love my puppies. They are so adorable together. All right, you guys, don't forget to check out all the links that I have down below. I've got playlist link for the Paw Hop, as well as a playlist, no, not a playlist. Well, I do. I have my personal playlist for Kit Conspiracy, but I also have Janet's link to her YouTube channel down below. So click on that because she is my Kit Conspiracy partner in this series. And so we have picked out similar collections, especially for this week. But we play with almost the same exact type of product, and then it's kind of fun to see what we create with each of the products. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.